My name is Deputy Snaza. My first name is Becca, but it's Deputy Snaza. I'm a corrections officer at Lewis County Sheriff's Office. I've been here for almost 2 years. I guess our main title is jail security. There's a lot of things that we do. It's mostly just making sure inmates are doing okay, and we do hourly checks to make sure that they're doing okay. Mostly just helping them in need. We're kind of a mental health person for them and also a caregiver. We're mostly here for inmates if they need to talk to someone, because usually it's kind of hard out there for them. So if they need someone to talk to, we're mostly mental health people for them too, just to talk to someone. Mostly just caring for them. We feed them, take them to medical and everything. Mostly just watching them, just making sure that they're okay. I've always been interested in law enforcement. I first wanted to be a road deputy, but then I thought I don't know what it's like in a jail, and I'm pretty introverted, so I thought maybe being in a jail would probably help a little bit more, being able to talk to people, because I know when you're on the road, you're doing a lot of talking, and you're kind of that only one by yourself. So if you need to talk someone down, if they're having suicidal thoughts or anything, you need to be able to kind of set it down and kind of help them with that. So I kind of just thought maybe being in a jail would help me a lot with that, just talking to someone. I feel me been doing this job for 2 years, I feel it's helped a lot talking to people and everything. And I've always liked being in law enforcement, so I thought this is a really good start for me to do it, and I really like it. We start at 6 a.m. First, we just do inspections, and that's what every squad does, I should say, starting their shift. Every hour we do checks. We go around everywhere, just making sure everyone's doing okay. If they have questions, they can always ask us. We feed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's always an officer doing medication pass, or if they have any other things that they need to see the inmate for medical reasons, an officer will do that. On weekdays, we take inmates to see their attorney visits, or if they have court, that's for booking and transport and stuff. If mental health needs to see someone, we will escort inmates to go see mental health. That's the main thing that we do during the weekdays. And then night shift has their own schedule and everything. So, and then we do lunch, that's at 12. And then after that, it's pretty much the same, taking people to their attorney visits, mental health, helping with medical. And then at 5, that's when we do dinner. Our shift ends at 6. And that's when a whole new shift squad comes in. I guess the hiring process was a little bit of a struggle, just because you have to do all these certain steps. You have to do a polygraph, physical assessment. You have to do a certain amount of push-ups, sit-ups, those certain things. You have to meet a certain criteria, and that was separate, so I had to go somewhere else to do that. And if you pass, you pass. If you don't, that kind of reflects on your, you don't know if you're going to be able to get it then if you fail one of those. You had to talk to a psychologist that kind of just asks you questions, just seeing if you're capable enough to do the job. So you kind of have to go through that process first, and then everyone goes to the academy. It's up in Burien, and for corrections, that's 10 weeks. When I was there, it was Monday through Friday, and it was just almost you're in college. It's a academy and everything. Yeah, it's a CJTC. So you're there for 10 weeks, and that kind of just is a whole class of how to do your job and everything. It's a lot different. Academy was really good because it kind of gives you a feeling of what you're actually going to be doing in the job. So if you're having second thoughts during there, it kind of helps you that way if you want to do the job or not, which is kind of nice. And then once you graduate from the academy after the 10 weeks, here we do, I believe it's a 10 to 14 week a FTO, it's field training program. So we have, every squad has an officer that's an FTO that helps one of us. So we're kind of like, so we kind of have someone like behind our back, making sure we do everything correct and kind of just helping us. And we have to go through a whole list to get like marked off on everything, like all these certain criteria that we have to meet in order to pass the training and everything. I guess you should say that. If there was a high school student that wanted to do this job, I would say do a job shadow. Just go to any of your local jail, or even go to like a juvenile if that's like your option too. Do a job shadow first, that way you can see behind what you're actually getting yourself into. Go on our county website. There's a main page that is for corrections, and it kind of just shows our job description, our pay, like how much we get paid, our benefits and everything. So I suggest you can either go like on a county website, depending on where you want to go, or do a job shadow to kind of just get you in there. And that way, if you really wanted the job, those people that work here know like, oh, this person is doing a job shadow, they're interested, you know, hopefully it can make an impact on them to maybe get them to want to apply for the job. If there's like a job that you've always wanted to do and you've always thought like, oh, that job seems a little bit hard, even though I've always wanted to do it, I would say just go for it and do it, because if you don't try, you're probably gonna regret it. And I know for me, I always thought like, oh, law enforcement would be really cool, or just something in general in it would be really cool. But then I thought like, oh, I don't know if that's the right thing to do, just because of how our society is and everything, just the way everything is different now compared to how it was who knows how long. I know that if I didn't do this job, I know I would regret it. So I would say if there's something out there that you want to do, just do it, because if you don't, I feel like you're just going to regret it. So it doesn't hurt to try. My name is Deputy Snaza. I'm a corrections deputy for the Lewis County Sheriff's Office.